Hello and welcome to We Buying a Motor Caravan. Now today I'm doing a very quick video on damp and damp meters. Now I've got two damp meters to start off with. The first, which I'm going to talk about, is my trusty Protimeter Survermaster. This is the one that you really should be using. This is the one all the pros should be using, not that they all do. So this does two things. So on the back you've got a scanner, and as you can hear, and you might be able to see, it says 999. That means it's 100% damp. Now, even though we do like some things that are moist, wood and motorhomes is not one of them, all right? And then you've got the other thing, which is your pins, and you take the cap off, press the arrow, and then you can just hear it go into there. So that's two ways that you can check. The scanner is the one that I tend to use as a general test, but that's how we do it. The other one which I've been recommended is the Extech MO55. So first of all, that one's £400. I know that sounds a lot, but I'll show you why £400 is well worth it shortly. This one's an Extech MO55. This one has got the prongs on the top as well. So we turn that one on. When it does turn on, it calibrates quickly, and then when we put the setting to scan, again 999, because you know we are made of water at the end of the day. So I've got a couple of examples to show you and a quick display of how to use them, and we'll start with this Swift Escape, which has got some quite bad staining above the cab. Okay, so I know this is a bit of a tight spot. We are over the cab in a Swift motorhome. So if you can just see over my shoulder, and I will just play a clip over the top of this, we do have blue staining across. Something we also have is mould just on this shelf up here, because it has been damp for a while. So I'm going to give two damp meters a test. I'm going to start with a Protimeter, which this will read, I mean, that is 999, 100%. Call whoever, the Ghostbusters, just to get it sorted. And then we've got the Extech, which I'm also going to run across there, and again that's reading at about 88% above there. So it's not quite far behind the Protimeter, but it ain't far off as well. This damp meter I bought off Amazon recently for £37, by the way. I think it had about 10-15 quid off in an Amazon Prime Day. So at least it does read something. But basically this is what has happened here. You've had a leak above the seals around the overcab bed, and that's where it's come in. It's a big old job to fix. You've got to peel everything back and sort it, but that's for the pros to tell you what you've got to do. But that's why you have your service done every single year, so you don't get to a stage like this where it has gone to this extent. Now I've got another one to show you, but you'll be surprised about this. I'll go and tell you a bit more outside. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few myths here. One, aluminium chassis like this Bailey, which has the Alutech, don't get damp. Wrong. It's got wooden floor, a bit like the Heimers and so on that do advertise this nice aluminium body. There is still wood in it, and that's what you have to be careful. So just because it's got aluminium doesn't mean you don't have to service it. You do have to service it every year, because you're still going to get leaks and so on. Two is you can only smell or see damp. No, I'm struggling to think of any occasion really when I've walked into a motor and thought, oh, that's got damp on the walls. It's not, it just smells cold, because it probably is cold and damp outside. Doesn't make a difference to whether it's raining or not outside. If it's damp, it's damp. And the other thing, visually you can see damp. You've got a few examples. You've got that blue staining like in the last one. You've got it where it goes pimply, or alternatively on the outside, not that this one has it, but you can get it where the aluminium on the outer shell starts to bubble and just not look very nice from the outside. That's a good telltale sign that you have got damp on the inside. So very quickly, your damp gets in any sort of seal or surround, whether it's the lockers or it's the side skirts, or you know, down the back where it's all, any joint that you can think of. So this Bailey here, I'm going to take you inside and show you why and where they can get damp. And that's another good a good example of what I'm showing you today. Okay, so I know you've heard of gremlins below the bed, but today the gremlin isn't me or a gremlin, it's just the damp that's at the back. So typical Bailey floor, made of wood. I'm not saying they're all damp, because obviously there's people that do service them. Now this one is a very interesting one, because This was serviced religiously every year for 7 years. However, on the last service it was picked up having damp in the back, and basically they said it got the floor done and sorted and replaced, but it wasn't. But let's just run a damp meter over it now. So we're going to start with the Extech, which straight away shows about 50%, so it shows it is damp. Now this has actually gone soft and mushy in the corners. Again, you know what wood goes like when you see it in a field and it's been wet for a long time. That's exactly what this is. Now if I put the Protimeter down there, that's 999 straight away. So you know, if you move it around other areas like down here, you're getting about 14%, something like that, but in that corner straight away shouts at you, and that's what we're talking about. Okay, so to finish off, I'm just going to talk about how you actually use a damp meter. So starting with the Protimeter, you want to get as high up around the seals as you can and just run it across. This isn't the best example because it is a Bailey and the sides are aluminium. So you can see you just go around the windows, all the joins and everything like that. Now earlier on I spoke about how this was £400 and that might sound expensive. That first one with the overcab bed, the quote to get that fixed was £3,500. So that £400, which could last you a long time, doesn't sound too bad after all. So if you've got any questions, please fire them into the comments below, or get in touch through one of the other means in the description below. And I hope this has helped you a little bit and educated why you do need to service your motorhome and why you do need to get something like one of these damp meters to hopefully give you some sort of education of how your motorhome's doing and how it is affected. Obviously in the UK it is a damper atmosphere and all these motorhomes are handmade effectively and put together, so if there's a little bit of sealant that's not been put together properly, or if it's not even, or if it's failed, obviously rubber is what most of the sealant is, or a sort of silicone, and they do dry out at the end of the day and do go out of shape. So yeah, any questions, comments below, give us a call 01283 240 237 and please get in touch with any questions. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Please press subscribe at the bottom or like if you're on our Facebook, and watch the latest news and motorhome reviews.
To find out more information, you can go on our website www.webuyanymotorcaravan.com. Telephone us on 01283 240 237.